There is one feature that Margot Robbie, Henry Cavill, and Angelina Jolie all share that barely any normal person has. A long ramus. This gives depth to the side profile and makes the jaw appear more attractive. And the best part is you can begin to improve your ramus, your appearance, and your health just by listening to this video. I'm going to drop a lot of source and this will hopefully be very useful for everyone. By the way, I did intern at Myofunctional Institute. I have researched and worked alongside some professors. I am launching my own scientific research project this year, and I do currently have the #1 health-based paid community in the entire world. And if that's not enough, I also transform myself from this to this, shifting my ramus forward, shifting my face upwards and forwards, making myself appear more attractive by tackling the actual root cause, which is your health. We are animals, biologically hardwired to pick the healthiest mate. The only reason that we find any of these traits attractive is because they are innately healthy. They are indicative of a healthy bone structure, of good structural health, of good breathing and good posture. So remember that this isn't just about superficial looks. This is about tackling the root cause and allowing you to become the best version of yourself in every aspect. So without further ado, let's get cracking. I'm going to break this down into 2 simple steps: the exact mechanism by which the ramus can grow and the reason that it's important, and secondly, the best technique that you can use to begin improving this feature. Okay, let's crush it, let's get cracking. Firstly, we need to go over the process and the system. When the tongue sits on the back part of the palate, this provides support to the airway. When the airway has enough support, the mandible is allowed to sit slightly forward. Your mandible is your lower jaw. And in this position, this allows a key part of the TMJ, the temporal mandibular joint in your jaw, to load. The condyles begin loading, and this creates a process called vertical condylar growth, whereby the ramus becomes longer and the jaw shifts forward rather than kind of like recessing backwards. So this is all started by proper positioning of the tongue on the back part of the hard palate, not the soft palate, the hard palate. And therefore this shows that when your airways are wider, when you have more support, you breathe better, you live longer, and that's why it's healthier. And as a byproduct, this feature develops. And you can see in loads of these client transformations from people from my private community who have developed their jaws upwards and forwards, this reveals the ramus by shifting the jaw forward. It can slightly lengthen it through this exact process while also improving breathing, sleep, recovery, and energy. And it does go a bit deeper than this, because having your tongue on the back part of the roof of your mouth sounds exceptionally simple. It's very complex, and if it was so easy, every single person would do it. Every single person would look like a supermodel. And I'm not saying celebrities and supermodels like Henry Cavill and Margot Robbie watch my videos and do these techniques. I'm saying that they have these habits ingrained from birth because they were likely breastfed, they likely breathed through their nose, they naturally had their tongue on the roof of their mouth because they had good posture, because they had a stable breathing pattern, and because they chewed hard enough foods to provide the signal. As we get older and we live in a toxic modern lifestyle, these habits deteriorate. We choose softer food, we don't engage the muscles, and so this isn't about becoming someone you weren't meant to be. This is about recorrecting yourself back on the right track. No one should be aging, they should be gracefully developing. And so other systems that involve the back of the roof of the mouth is your neck posture. Your neck posture is obviously dictated by things like anterior pelvic tilt. Anterior pelvic tilt is also dictated by the way that your hips load. If you're sitting down 12 hours a day, it's basically a coffin for your hips, and therefore it's also going to lead to duck feet, improper patterns, tight tensioning throughout the body, and the body not being able to move in the correct patterns and planes of motion. So that is step 1. It's important that you actually listen to that so that you can genuinely nail step 2. And step 2 is the technique I want you to do, plus a little extra bonus at the end, so stay tuned. And by the way, if you find this interesting, if you want more information, if you want some personalized advice, if you want specific routines, access to a personal accountability coach, and all of the information in one place, you're more than welcome to join my private community. One can scan the QR code on the screen right now. I don't know why I always start doing this with my hands, but Wapow QR code. Wapow, maybe another one. Maybe just one for special effect. Okay, stop. What are we doing? We're focusing on health and looks. My bad. Okay. Scan the QR code if you're interested. The link is also in the description. Loads of client transformations to back it up. We are literally changing the world. You might as well take action. Okay, so what exactly are you going to do? Firstly, you're going to perform this little trick to keep your tongue on the back part of the roof of your mouth. Some of you may have watched my videos and I've explained how to do suction mewing beforehand, but this is very slightly different to make sure that the tongue is on the back part of the hard palate. What I want you to do is, rather than saying the letter T like I usually say, I want you to make this sound NG, like like at the end of a word. You can imagine, like if it says ing, just the final 2 letters. And from there, you should feel that your tongue presses against a specific part of the mid-palatal suture, which is the line going down the center of your palate. From there, I want you to stick your entire head forward and literally have forward head posture, even though I say not to have that. Now, you're going to keep saying the letter NG, stick your head forward, and then you're going to raise your eyebrows, smile as wide as possible, and swallow your spit 3 times in a row while staying in that position. It seems crazy, but by the end of this, you will feel it and understand what I mean. I don't even want to speak because my tongue was suctioned so perfectly just then, and that is how you get your tongue on the back third of your palate. From there, I want you to gently press your tongue against the roof of the mouth, maintain the suction, keep proper neck posture, breathe backwards through your face, and that is perfect positioning. Now what I want you to do is set a timer on your phone for once every single hour of the day and repeat that once every single hour of the day. If you genuinely do that, if you genuinely stay consistent, no matter how old you are, no matter what circumstances you're in, that is pure gold. That is literally the most important thing by a mile. Now I'm gonna add on some extra sauce because I wanna take it one step further. If you have a short ramus, you are likely prone to an overbite. And it goes one step further than this. If you're prone to an overbite, you're also going to be prone to anterior pelvic tilt. So the reason that your ramus is short or not visible is because it's hidden behind terrible posture. Your hips aren't supporting your pelvis isn't supporting your lower back isn't supporting your upper back, and it's creating this negative chain throughout your entire body. So what I want you to do is perform the RSS method. Release the fascia, stretch the hip flexors, and then strengthen the glutes. This will fix this issue very quickly. This will make you feel better, breathe better, and become so much healthier as well as better looking. You're going to release the fascia by taking a tennis ball or a cross ball or a myofascial ball and releasing the fascia and rolling and lying on it on your hips, on your lower back, and on your bum. And then from there, you're going to stretch the hip flexors by doing something like a quad wall stretch or any other exercise. And then you're going to strengthen the glutes by performing some weighted movement where you get a foot glute connection, something like a weighted RDL, something like a weighted hip thrust, where you're keeping your feet straight, activating the anterior tibial tendon, feeling the connection between your foot and your glutes, activating your posture, keeping your tongue against the roof of the mouth, and then you'll tackle the root cause. You'll prevent relapse in the long run. You'll open up your airways. You'll fix your body posture. You'll support the tongue being on the roof of the mouth, and then you're actively doing that technique once every single hour to maintain your tongue suction. This is the best thing you can possibly do. You'll become more attractive because it is healthy. Henry Cavill, Angelina Jolie, and Margot Robbie naturally had their tongue against the roof of the mouth. Maybe a lot of you did, and now you just don't anymore because you have bad habits. You're just getting back to the person you're always meant to be. Health is looks. Have an amazing day. Join the community. Another QR code on the screen because I just realized I love this magic power, and have an amazing day. You're all legends.